Hi, this is Ken. How's everything going? Today's kata is called permutations. I believe you have learned this idea in your math class before, so I will skip the example and explanations, and let's directly head to the practice. I'm not sure you know there's a built-in module in Python, which is called itertools, where we can find a built-in function that is called permutations. Let's give it a try. So if we import permutations from itertools as per, then we can safely use this. But please remember, this built-in permutations returns a iterator, so we need to use list to convert the final result into a list, right? And also please take a look at this example, which is the third one. And you can see there are 4 items, 2 A's and 2 B's. In the final result, I believe all the duplications are removed, so we only need to keep the unique ones. I guess this is also quite simple. We just use a set to do it, right? But is this actually what we want? I guess not, because we're still a little bit far from it. So if we use permutation, this built-in one, like this, let's create a command as AABB, it will return a list that contains tuples with each element, but the final result will be A, B, and B, and so on. So for this part, I guess you can figure out we need to actually link all the elements together as a string. So we actually don't need this part. So we can say for I in this result, we can concatenate each one together and remove this part. We also need to use the list comprehension to create a list that may contain duplications, but then we use the function set to convert it as a set in which only unique items are left, right? And then we just need to convert it back to the list. And let's give it a try. Cool. Looks like we've passed all the tests. Let's give it some random ones. Perfect. I think this would be the simplest solution I can think about. But you may ask, well, it asks you to generate permutations from the string. So maybe this question doesn't want us to use a built-in function, because this will make this kata so easy. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, let's move this part down a little bit as an example. And remove this part as well, and also this part. Alright. Okay, this is a placeholder. What we can do is to take an element out and combine it with all the permutations of the rest elements, right? But how can we get the permutations of these 3 elements? Simple. We do it again. We take one element out and generate permutations of the rest 2, and we do it again until we only have one item left in the list. Why? Because when there is only one item left in the list, the permutation is their element, right? Simple. So I think we can write it like this. Let's first define our permutation function as per, where it takes items which are in a list, right? And this function should return a list. Let's write the first condition here. So if the items list only has one item, then we should directly return this list. Cool. But what is the other condition? Let's first write a return here. So let's say for if, let's take one element out of the list, we can use enumerate enumerate. Am I spelling correct? Probably not. All right, so we take an element out with its index number and its value. All right, what do we do next? Let's say we generate the permutations of the rest elements. So we can write it like these items k, which is an index of the element we took out, and those items k plus 1. This part is a new list that doesn't contain the element we took out earlier. So we generate all permutations of this new list. And what we do is we put this one in a list and combine it with all permutations of the rest. Right, okay, so one problem is here. So when there's only one item left in the list, so we need to use a square bracket, so make it as a list in a list. Let's do it. So first of all, what we need to do is to convert this string into list, and then use per to do it. And the rest will be quite simple, as we have seen before. So this will generate a list that contains several lists together, so we need to combine them together. So let's do it. For each one of them, we can use join to link them together and put the whole thing as a list. Right, and then use set to remove all the duplications. And then finally, we convert it back to a list. Let's give it a try. Cool. I think this is what we want. Right, so we got the right answer by using a different method. Let's submit the solution and head to the next kata.